Good morning, internet folks. I hope you are doing fantastic. Let me know down in the comments. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at 3 birds that I managed to capture at a boardwalk near me. First thing that we're going to do is fix the crop. If we do this, we're just gonna change the aspect from landscape into portrait. And then I think we're going to move it more into the middle so that the wings are centered. And I don't know if we really need to do any of that. Nope, I didn't think so. Just gonna put it back then. Back to 0. And then done. We're gonna head over here into the light and we're going to lower the exposure. And then we're going to raise the contrast up just by a few points. We don't want anything too drastic. And then our highlights we're going to drop. Our shadows we're going to raise, as I just really like to see what's in the shadows. I like every single detail to be super visible. Our whites we're gonna go ahead and drop them along with our blacks. In our colors, I think we're gonna warm up the picture a little bit because it's summertime. We're feeling the heat a little. Our vibrance, let's go ahead and just bring that up a little bit, but let's keep it in the single digits. And then in our effects, we're gonna go ahead and I think drop the clarity. No, let's raise it. Our dehazing, we're gonna raise that as well. And then our vignetting, we only want a little bit of vignetting in this one actually. And if we go all the way down into our details, our sharpening is for some reason set to 40. I mean, if we take a look at this, let's raise this up and see what happens. It's not great. What happens if we put some noise reduction on it? This bird was moving quite quick. And then let's go ahead and open up our mask. We're gonna go ahead and put a subject mask. We're gonna create that real quick. And that's pretty good actually. We're gonna go ahead and go into our light section. Let's bring up the exposure on our bird. Our contrast, let's just kind of bring that up. Our highlights, bring that up. We're gonna darken some of the shadows on the bird just to bring it kind of back to where it was a little bit. Our whites, let's bring up the whites in the feather and the actual plumage, kind of darken the plumage as well. Our colors, let's bring this temperature up. Or no, let's drop the temperature a little bit. So our background is very warm and our bird is a little bit cool, just to really add some contrast to the actual bird. In our effects, we can put some dehazing on it. More dehazing, why not? In our details, let's go ahead and here we are going to lower the noise, and why not add some more sharpness? Whatever, let's see how that works. And honestly, I'm kind of pretty happy with that picture. So again, this is the before and this is the after. I think that's pretty good for our first picture. Now in our second picture, you can see the bird is quite dark. The first thing I'm going to do is fix the crop. I don't know what it is about birds, but to me, when a bird is perched, it's just asking for it to be in portrait. So let's go ahead and put that there. We are going to do a mask. We are going to do a subject mask. And then we are going to click here and we are going to invert the mask. Now it's everything except for the bird. We're going to go into our colors, and now we're going to absolutely destroy the background, no color whatsoever. And we can make it a little bit cool. I think that's looking pretty good. It's it's a good way to make a dark bird stand out. And I think that is good for the background. We're gonna go ahead and add another mask to our subject. But we're gonna keep it on the subject this time. Our light, we're going to bring up the exposure on our bird friend. Our contrast is going to come up. Highlights, I think, are coming up, but very, very little. Our shadows, we're gonna try and get that up. Our whites, I think we're gonna bring that down. Our blacks, let's bring that down as well. Our colors, let's go ahead and warm up our bird. And then our saturation, we're going to make it just a little bit nicer. And then in our effects, we're gonna go ahead and put dehaze on it. And that's not too bad so far. And you can kind of see that there isn't a whole lot of color in this picture, but the little bit of color that there is kind of really pops. So let's go ahead and see the before and the after. I think it's just a lot more striking. And then in our last picture, we have a tree swallow. And what we are going to do is we are going to start out with a crop. And I think, let's go ahead and make it just a little bit closer. And then we want to kind of balance what's in the picture. I think that's really great. I think if we bring down our exposure, because I'm just feeling like a lot of these pictures are a little bit bright. Our contrast, let's bring that up. Our highlights, bring that down. Our shadows, let's go ahead and bring that up actually. Our whites, let's bring up the whites. And a neat little trick is that when you are editing the whites, most of the time, it's going to be affecting the blues also in birds. Our blacks, let's go ahead and darken those blacks a little bit. Our color, I think we should go ahead and make this picture a little bit warmer. I'm liking that. Into our effects now, why not add a little bit of vignetting? Not too much, just a little bit of a little hair. As for dehazing, that's pretty good. Our clarity, just up a little. Into our details, let's go ahead and put noise reduction up. And then I think that's it for this portion. We're going to go ahead and dive into our masking now. Let's go ahead and click some subjects. And let's raise the exposure a little bit on the bird. A little bit of extra contrast would be nice. Our highlights, what if we drop those down again? Our shadows, what if we bring those up? Our whites, I think I'm gonna leave those alone. In our colors, what if we actually bring it down a little bit and cool it out? I've been finding that I have been enjoying that a lot more, where you bring up the temperature, really warm up the background, but then you cool down the actual subject. In our effects, let's go ahead and add some dehazing, add a little bit of clarity. In our details, let's go ahead and add some sharpening, take away some of the noise. And then I think that's pretty good for that mask. I think if we go ahead into our mask again, let's add another mask. And if we go into our subject, and then we are going to come here and we are going to invert the mask. Let's go ahead and let's see, drop our shadows. Make the background even more darker and punchy is what I'm going for. Contrast, I don't think we really want any contrast in the background. I don't really want you to be able to see anything in the background. I want to blur it out as much as we can, which I think we're actually doing a pretty decent job. And I'm adding some saturation just so the greens here are adding a little bit of color in the background, so that brown isn't the main color of this picture. We do have the blue and the white of the bird. And then if we go into our effects, let's take away some dehaze. And then we're going to take away some clarity as well. In our texture, let's just smooth that all the way out. And now, that's not a bad picture. I'm kind of liking it. And so we're going to do it again. Here is our before, and here is our after. Personally, I think I've made this picture just a little bit more punchy and just better to look at. That is the end of today's video, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. If you want any of these pictures, you can check if they're up on my website and maybe purchase some if you really like and want to support the channel. If you want your wildlife or pet footage at the end of my videos, then send them down below for a chance for them to be featured with a shout out. Again, thank you so much for watching. I will see you fine internet folks next Tuesday morning.